The main man, King Chance, 601 coming from the Real Deal Podcast. You already know what it is. And I got my guy, Main 007 right here.
007.
All right. Anyway, all right, what we working on today, man? What we're gonna start out with today? We're talking about the play-in slate for today for the NBA, man. You know what I mean? And it, I think we're gonna get some good games today. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday, just a recap from yesterday, Bam ended up getting hurt early, but some apps actually did void them, and luckily one of the apps that I bet on, which was Prize Picks, they voided them, and I was able to hit one of my tickets yesterday. And but basically, like Charlotte ended up winning, but I took Miami with the 5.5, and they ended up covering. And pretty much everybody like from them tickets yesterday covered, except for I want to say Norman Powell didn't cover his points. I think I had him for like 14.5. He only scored 11. And Bam like messed up everybody tickets, bro. I saw a lot of people complaining over that. But a lot of, like I said, a lot of apps did void them, so that was a good look. You know what I mean? But Bam was almost there though, man. I ain't gonna sit there and lie to you. Like if they didn't call and make that call and tell him to fake that injury, then 9 times out of 10 he would have covered for everybody.
Yeah, that's true. But you know how it go, man. You win some, then you lose some. You can't always expect to get everything on point. But I'm gonna tell you right now, with us putting you on the hot spot, you should be able to maneuver around the bullshit sometimes. Not all the
Yeah,
time.
hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, and the first game of the night slate is going to be Orlando versus Philly. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say this, like just starting off before we get to talking about it. This is one where I can say, like, all right, I'm looking at it the same kind of way I kind of looked at the Charlotte game yesterday because Orlando's young, but they do have some experienced pieces. And when it comes to this slate today, you got to focus on the experienced players, man. You know what I mean? You got some rookies that might can and might can't, you know what I mean? But like yesterday, all the rookies froze up yesterday. Colin Gillespie, Con Knippel, one more rookie that played. I can't think who it was, but they kind of froze up. You know what I mean? And that's why I didn't take them on none of the tickets because you don't know. Because like I was trying to explain it to one of the other guys. I was like the way it looks like. You know what I'm trying to say? The way it looks like is like you can't really focus on what they did the last 5 games, the last 7 games, the last 10 games, because this is a whole nother beach. You know what I mean? This is the playoffs. Things change up in the playoffs. So you have to do a little bit more thinking and a little bit more strategizing and everything before you put these picks. And you just can't go off of what they did last week or the last game they played. I mean, it's a good way of thinking about it and kind of
But it ain't
like
gonna
making your judgment. Huh?
it ain't gonna be that easy. I'm gonna tell you that. This is a
Mm,
playoff.
yeah, it's the playoffs. It's the playoffs, and that's a whole nother beast. A lot of defense, and these teams already got their strategies about who they're gonna be on and everything, who not. All right, and so right now we got the Lando going against the Lando Magic going against the 76ers. And the 76ers are favorites at minus 1.5. And the
The
over and
injury,
under right now is at 224.5. Originally, I think it started off at 221. And the line isn't that high. So like I'm not going to mess with the spread or the over and under. I'm not going to even mess with that period because like I'm not even like I would want to if I was to pull a lean, I would lean more towards the 76ers because Paulo, he's the star. He's a little younger. You know what I'm saying? He's a little younger, man. We don't know what he's going to do. You know what I mean? Like you got to give him a chance to see what he's going to go what he's going to do in these playoffs. You know what I mean? But you got a 76ers team that's already proven in experience who've been to the playoffs multiple times, man. And Tyrese Maxey, he's a young star, but he's experienced. You know what I mean? So if anything, I would lean more towards the 76ers. And if I was on the over and under, I really don't even want to get my take on that, man, because I know it's the playoffs, so it's gonna be a lot more defense. But these some I don't know. I'm gonna leave the over and under a line. But if I had to lean, I would lean more towards the 76ers, man, for their experience and stuff like that. But hey, that's the reason why Charlotte won yesterday. You get what I'm trying to say? They was younger, they was more hungrier, and they went out there and did it. And LaMelo pretty much won it at the last minute, the overtime with a layup, and did his thing. You know what I mean? And I was proud of him, man. It was a very exciting game to watch, man. On everything. Anything you need to say about the basically the spreads, just the matchup, anything?
Yeah, the 76ers, I'm looking at the injury report. They said the Jewel gonna be out, the center, with recovery, something dealing with the knee or something like that.
Appendicitis, Joel Embiid. Yeah, he's out. So I mean, like they used to him being out anyway. So I'm not even you know what I mean? Everybody's used to him being out. He's always out. And when it comes down to the playoffs. And I'm not saying it in a bad way because he always getting like fluke injuries and stuff like the appendicitis, like something that you really couldn't even picture about to happen. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Having to get your appendix moved, that's something different. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what appendicitis is. All right.
Mm.
I mean, I used outlier for a lot of these picks. You know what I mean? And but we're gonna kind of take it a little bit faster. I'm not gonna go back and forth unless I need to show y'all anything on outlier. But let's just stick with the picks for right now. All right. So one of my main
Pick time.
picks from the
You say pick time.
yeah, pick time, bro. Yeah, and all right, we starting off with Orlando Magic and the 76ers. And one of my picks that I kind of stuck with was Jalen Suggs. You know what I mean? All right, Jalen Suggs, he's one of the more experienced players on the team. You know what I mean? And like I could see him getting 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists. You know what I'm saying? I took it down a little bit lower, you know what I mean? Because he'll go out for the points. I think his points wasn't nothing but let me go to it. His points, his points wasn't nothing but 13.5. It was 12.5 when I looked at it earlier. All right. And that's like 12.5. That was pretty low. But then you look at it like he'll get the assist. You know what I'm saying? He'll get the assist, which is like 5.5. Like, you know what I mean? And he'll get the rebound. Sometimes he'll go off for rebounds. So I was thinking like a PRA play would be the best thing smoking for him. You know what I mean? Because he's going to be one of the more consistent players I project to be in this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you on that one.
Yeah, and when it comes to Desmond Bain, man, like a lot of people going to be looking at him for scoring, you know what I mean? But the way I look at it, like I'm kind of being hesitant on scoring because I don't know exactly how the scoring is going to go doing these play-ins and all of this stuff like that. I don't really know how it's gonna go, man. We got to give it a chance to kind of see, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? So, but what I did do is I stuck with his rebounds and assists. You know what I mean? He's covered this in the last 4 or 5 games, you know what I mean? Easily. And then he covered against the 76ers for 3 out of 4, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3. You know what I mean? And that'll be easy, man. I could see him catching the ball. You know what I'm saying? They putting some defense on him, passing that ball off. You know what I'm saying? Getting some assists and then catching a few rebounds. I could see that a little bit easier. And that kind of goes along with Paulo Banchero. You know what I mean? I don't know how much to really respect the point line on this. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of high because it's kind of high. You know what I mean? His points line is kind of high, man. Like it's 23.5, man. And if you pay attention to it, he's really hasn't been covering this over the last five games at the end of the season. You get what I'm trying to say? And you know what I mean? Like, but what he has done is get rebounds and assists. Now I can see him like as him being the star in the ball basically in the offense going through him. You get what I'm trying to say? And the offense going through him, and it's gonna like somebody like it's you gotta look at it like he's one of the bigger players on the floor. So it's already so many people that can guard him. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, you know what I mean? Like, how many points is he going to score? You know what I mean? So I took it for 11.5 rebounds and assists because he's been covering his assists towards the end of the season, towards the end of the regular season. You know what I mean? He's been getting that off, and he's always been getting his rebounds. You know what I mean? But the points is always iffy. He had to show me. You know what I mean? What you think about that, man?
Oh man, I agree with you on there, man. I ain't going against you on that one, pal. I'm tell you right now. dealing with the points and everything, you ain't gonna always see a consistency on that, man. So, but you out there, man, he gonna do assists and rebounds because he move around real good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He's one of the bigger players on the floor, man. Yeah, and
yeah,
I wouldn't know who would guard him, but we'll get to that in a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's only two people that I think will guard him, but we'll get to that in a minute. All right. Anyway, another player that I looked at in this game that I took my picks, I actually put my money on is Kelly Oubre Jr. You know what I mean? And he got experience, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he you want to say he's in his prime. You know what I mean? He's in his prime as a player. Might be a little over his prime. Some people say he might be a little over his prime, but it's regardless. He got the experience on the team. If anybody's going to come in there and show out, that he's been the glue that's been holding his team together for a lot of the season. You feel what I'm trying to say? And his line is pretty low. You know what I mean? His line is pretty low. Let me see where he's at now, because when I took him, he's at 13.5 for points. And then his rebounds was at 4.5. Okay, now I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you, man. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I did not take him at his line because I'm just not really big on taking them at their lines. You know what I mean? I took him for 14.5 points and rebound. You know what I mean? So that gives him more than enough cushion to score the points and get the rebounds and hit. But you parlay it into with other picks. You know what I'm trying to say? So you could boost it up. Like taking it by itself is not going to be a good lick. But you can. I can say this. You could probably take him for his line. You know what I mean? But me myself, I took him a little lower just to kind of make sure. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I got you on that.
Yeah, yeah. And going back to the rookies, you know what I mean? VJ Edgecombe is a rookie. You get what I'm trying to say? And I just don't know what to think about his points. You know what I mean? What you think about that, man?
Well, the key word you said was rookie, and I'm looking at him like, man, okay. Points wise, he have hot games, man. He'll take off on your ass, man. I didn't see him blow my ticket up just because I took him for under. You know, and he
Yeah,
come out there
yeah,
like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? That game, you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Don't do it every, consistently because the rookie thing. I would take him for rebounds and assists. You know what I'm
And
saying?
that I totally agree.
Yeah, I would take him for rebounds and assists, man. You want to see some? He fresh, got legs. He can move around real good. Rebounds, assists. Hell, if your ass on underdog, put his ass on fantasy points,
Yes,
cause he gonna take some points all the way up on your ass. I'm tell you right now.
and
Rebound fantasy points.
yeah, and I'm gonna keep it a bad with you. I totally agree with you, bro. Like that's exactly what I took. I took VJ Edgecombe for 10.5 rebounds and assists because he's a rebounding beast, especially when Joel Embiid is not in the game. He's going to rebound
Mm-hmm.
it, and I can see him deferring on shots and passing it off. You know what I mean? I can see that happening. So the rebounds, that's kind of legit all the way. But then the assists, that's just an added measure. You know what I mean? Because he gonna pass that ball off a couple of times once their defense get to hitting him and that playoff D get to hitting him. You know what I mean? He gonna pass it off.
No, he gonna dish that thing. I mean, but then, like you say, he's a rookie, but he good at doing what he do. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't gonna push him past what we know he can do. Now, so but I'm gonna tell you right now. So what do you think about Paul George on this game? This is playoff season. What do you think he gonna do?
Ooh, we. Okay. With PG, bro. PG is experienced, man. They call him playoff P. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy you brought him up. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
call him playoff P, and I was just discussing this with my barber. You know what I mean? And he's big on Paul George. He's like it's PG, playoff P, ooh, and that's cool and everything. But I'm gonna keep it a band with you, bro. Like I took him for rebounds and assists. That's what I took him for because he gonna get at least 4, 5 rebounds. You know what I mean? And I could see him
Oh,
passing that ball off. You know what I'm saying? Because all right, point wise, he gets a lot of points off the catch and shoot. Like he gets a lot of points off the 3 pointers and stuff like that. There, like the way that this defense for the Lando is playing, they guarding that perimeter. You get what I'm trying to say? So he's not going to get off. He's not projected to get off as many as catch and shoot threes and all that as much as you think he is. So the way he's going to have to get them points, he's going to have to put that ball to the floor and go in ISO. Now I don't know how much ISO they're going to let him do. You know what I mean? Because it is ISO P. You know what I mean? Playoff ISO P. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
Mhm.
But I'm not betting on them points. I took him for the rebounds and assists at 7.5, man. Like, what you think about him?
Well, I'm on the safe side. I take him for the under.
But the under on the points.
Don't know, like you said, game is like crazy. Though it got to flow his way. You know what I'm saying? If it don't
Yeah.
flow the way it ain't gonna be no point. You know what I'm saying?
And listen, they got him high as heck. They got him at 21.5, bro. And that's pretty high for PG. He can get it, but I just don't know, bro. Like I agree with you. I'm not necessarily,
I
I'm not an under guy, but you are. You know what I'm saying? And I respect your unders. You hear me? So yeah, 21.5, that's pretty high, man. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're an under person and you don't mind fading the points, take them for under, man, because I don't see them getting 21.5 points. But you know what I'm saying? I don't respect the 21.5. I just don't. You know what I mean? So all right, and I move on from that. I agree with you on that. Like I don't see him getting those points. And one other
so
guy
you
from
gonna
this game, one other big guy from this game we haven't spoke on is Tyrese Maxey. You know what I mean?
I was working that way. I want you to get to him first though, because Maxie he'll really do some things when he wants to. Man, shoot, man, that man right there, points, rebounds, assists was like 45 and higher in one game. That was on April the 10th. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa, really? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hold on,
But
hold on,
yeah,
hold on. Yeah, keep talking real quick. I'm trying to show something real quick.
all right. But yeah, with the points, rebounds, and assists was high on April the 10th. And, points and rebounds, high. Shoot, points and assists high. You know what I'm saying? He was all over the high on that 10th. I don't know what it was, but even the fantasy points was high. He went above and beyond on fantasy points. You feel me? Shoot.
Yeah.
So yeah, he cleared a whole lot of stuff on April the 10th, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dang, was like recuperating for this moment, or was it because man the Pacers? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it was, because the Pacers are they're not really doing too good this time of year. Not compared with when they was, I think, what, the previous year. I don't know, they did a lot of switching up of nothing. I didn't keep up on the Pacers history, but man, woo, man, he did that. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
All
He
right.
did that
And
one.
this is what I'm looking at right here. All right. And I totally agree with you, bro. All right. It's kind of hard to really just bet on his PRA because look at what he's doing lately. You know what I'm saying? And his PRA right now is at his PRA is at 40.5. And if you pay attention to when he's been playing them, he hasn't went over that nothing but one time, bro. One time, bro. If you can see it right here on the screen, one time. And this is the playoffs, man. And I understand that, you know what I mean? I understand that this the playoffs and that he's gonna get a high usage because Joel Embiid is not playing. But I don't know, man. Like I don't know. Like even though I took him on one ticket, right? And I took it for 34.5, and that was pretty low. You know what I'm saying? So because he's gonna get they gonna run the ball through him, and that's one of their best players. So I mean, like, if you want to bet on the best player, 34.5 for PRA, that's pretty decent, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and I took him down pretty low. You know what I mean? But I ended up parlaying it with these other pieces. So that's what kind of made it look a little bit better. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to and one other thing I want to touch on real quick on this before we move on to the next game is this. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna and I spoke up on it a little bit earlier. Who's gonna guard Paulo Banquero? You feel what I'm trying to say? And like and I don't know who's gonna start off guarding him, but when it breaks down to it, I think one of the guys who's going to get a chance to really guard him is going to be Dominique Barlow. You know what I mean? He's more sized up. He's younger. They match a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? He's younger. You know what I'm saying? They if I'm not mistaken, they're around the same age. If not, you know what I mean? Like, don't quote me on that. But if you pay attention to it, Dominique Barlow's line is nothing but 5.5. You know what I mean? So if he's getting the usage, which if he's getting if he's getting the time on the court, if he's getting the time, which I'm pretty sure going to be like anywhere between 20 minutes to 25 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes, 5.5 points ain't nothing, bro. Like if he's going to be on him, eventually he's going to end up getting in the position to score. You know what I mean? It's a iffy, it's a lane, you know what I mean? But I think it's a sneaky play. Dominique Barlow for 5.5. And then that goes to say the same thing about Adam Bona. You know what I'm saying? He's another big man that they might throw at him. You get what I'm trying to say? So he's another big man that they might throw at him. You know what I mean? And his line is nothing but 5.5. You know what I'm saying? So either two of those guys, either one of those guys that you think might get the play in, get the time on the court, get the usage. Yeah, I would take them for 5.5. That's pretty easy right there. And I'm trying to think, is there anybody else on this game? I mean, Franz Wagner, the way I look at it, they are going to be putting defense on PG. They're going to be putting defense on Desmond Bain. You know what I'm saying? If anybody going to score, it'd be Franz Wagner. And Franz Wagner usually gets more minutes than Desmond Bain. You know what I mean? But if I was to take Franz Wagner, I would take him down. His line is at his line is at 18.5. I would not take him for 18.5. I would take him for about 14.5. You know what I mean? I would take him for 14.5 if that's what you want to take. You know what I'm saying? If you want to take somebody for points, I would take Franz Wagner. You know what I mean? And just kill it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm trying to see, yeah, and that's what I did. Like, I took it for 15 points. And even when I did the points, rebounds, assists, I took it down to 24.5. And yeah, yeah, and that's what I got on the Philly game,
Oh,
the Philly and the Magic game. Now we're gonna take the time right here. Anything you want to add?
yeah, I would have did Wagner for under on rebounds and assists also. Cause he just most of the time, he gonna do his thing on the shooting side, like you said. He's not gonna rebound that much anyway. And his assist is kind of low some games most of the time, but he might have a hot game here and there. But this has been the playoffs and stuff. I like to do the under just because I like to see if they gonna play ball, because I'm gonna have another ticket already going over anyway. So you know what I'm saying. So that's just me.
Yeah, yeah. All right,
But
we're
I
gonna take
know
this. Yeah, go ahead.
I know this right here. Would have been the playoffs. You could always expect something that you normally don't see. So it's a different type of atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Playoff involved and everything. So looking at the rookies, you know what I'm saying. You never know what you're gonna get, man. You never know what you're
Yeah,
gonna get.
yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure on that. All right, and basically, all right, while we take a break real quick, man. If y'all want to follow us, some of our picks and stuff like that, then be able to see all our picks. Follow us on Pickett, man. You know what I mean? And then follow us on IG as well. IG, the Real Deal Podcast, 601405. Follow us on Facebook, the Real Deal Podcast. You know what I mean? And we got a lot of links on there for like different sports books that give out free money daily. And we got a lot of links on there for sports books that give you a lot of free bonus money when you start up if you're not with them and stuff like that, like Novik, Onyx, Novik, Onyx, who else? Thrills, Fliff, we got a lot of them. You got Rebet on there, you know what I mean? And we got the links right there in our IG and on our Facebook page. So make sure you check us out on IG as well. You know what I mean? Like we don't just do sports analysis. We do hip hop, rap culture analysis. We share a lot of viral posts, you know what I mean? And just engage with us, you know what I mean? You'll love to see a lot of this stuff that we give out. All right. Now let's move on to the last game of the slate. The last play-in game of the slate. That'll be the Clippers versus the Warriors at 9 o'clock. Okay, and
Oh
let's
yeah.
just talk about the spread real quick. The spread, the money line, and the total. Okay. Now the Clippers are favorites at negative 5.5 at a minus 5.5. All right, and the over and under is at 221. And I'm gonna keep it a band with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm Clippers all day in this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I love Steph Curry and I'm a Warriors fan. You know, I've been a Warriors fan ever since Monte Ellis played for the Warriors, bro. Since it was Monte Ellis, Steven Jackson, Baron Davis. You know, Monte Ellis, he went to my school. He went to Lanier back in Jackson, Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? I got a chance to be on the same court with him, but not really because he was like varsity and I was JV. You know what I mean? So like and I seen this guy like he can shoot all over the court. You know what I mean? So I've been a Golden State Warriors fan just because of that for the longest. You know what I mean? And he was Steph before Steph. You know what I mean? So like I'm not showing any bias here because you know Steph. They say that Steph is going to be on minutes restriction, which I think that's a lie. I'm thinking he's going to play at least 32 minutes. You know what I mean? I don't think they're going to hold him back on that. But is Steph going to be enough? Is Steph and Draymond going to be enough? You know what I mean? And I don't think so, man. Like Kawhi been having a hell of a year. He's played more than he's ever played in a long time. I mean, ever since the All-Star game when he showed out at the All-Star game. In the second half, he's been there. He's drove this team to a winning percentage. You know what I mean? And he really like kind of drove them into this play-in. You know what I mean? And I don't see him stopping now. You know what I mean? Like his points lines is high, but I don't see him stopping now. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm riding with the Clippers. I don't know if I'm necessarily gonna bet it, and I wouldn't bet the 5.5. I wouldn't bet the negative 5.5. I would take a money line if anything. And the over and under, it's the playoffs, man. I don't know what to think about the over under. That's a pretty low under for two teams that likes to play over. You know what I mean? So that's at your discretion. Like anything you got to say on that spread, money line, and total.
Yeah, you pretty much covered it all. I'm gonna tell you right now, cause money line, they got a powerhouse over there with Garland, Kawhi Leonard, you know what I'm saying, and then got Lopez and Collins, uh, you got multiple players over here, man. That can do what they can need to do to get what they need to get. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows the leader. Leonard gonna do his thing as long as he's healthy or whatever. He don't, he can take a break. You feel me? I don't think he can
Yeah,
take a
but
break.
I don't think it's gonna be no breaks, all gas for this man. You hear me?
All right, it was gonna be full throttle.
Yes,
we
sir. I
gonna,
think so.
well, 9 o'clock game. I'm gonna try to make sure I catch some of that game, sir. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? To see
yeah.
what.
And then the messed up thing about this is, you know what I'm saying? The games, the way they got their gaming schedule up, you know what I'm saying? Like you could barely catch these games because you don't never know where they're gonna be on. You know what I'm saying? Some of them ain't on regular TV. Like in these particular games, so I'm not mistaken, it's gonna be on Amazon Prime, bro. And if you ain't got no Prime subscription, you're not gonna be able to watch it. That's messed up. Me myself, I just subscribe to YouTube TV, man, because you can catch majority of the games on there. You know what I mean? And it's just messed up how they got that programming. Like a lot of this stuff should be on regular TV where regular people can watch it. You know what I'm trying to say? Instead of putting it on all these subscription sites, but they're discussing it now. They're thinking about fixing that next season where more people could be able to watch it better. You know what I mean? And that'll be a better look than what they got going on. All right, but
Yeah,
anyway, let's get into now. What you were gonna say?
yeah, you right about that, 'cause, bro. With these gas prices going up, man, you ain't gonna be able to afford none of that prime time, Amazon, none of that. You better will be better off going to a sports bar and ordering a drink while you watch the game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
That,
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's more ideal to me. You know what I'm saying? Sitting there having you a
yeah,
drink, watching the game at a sports bar on the big screen, enjoying you the yeah. That's yeah. Me myself, I be in here watching the game with my kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like man, my daughter watch it with me. She just sit there. She ain't number one and just be staring at the basketball game. You hear me? And I love
that's
that.
how you
Hopefully she'll be a little WNBA star or something. You know what I'm saying?
mom right there, fam. You just get ready to put your high tops on, cause once you get to the age of bouncing that ball, you gonna be ready. You got to be out there with them.
Oh no, listen, I'm a show out. And we
Ah,
don't, we don't take it easy on the kids either. I'm gonna go out there, I'm a God damn it, and just Jay up, boom. You know what I'm saying? So she can get
ah,
better. You hear me?
learn. You
Real
gonna
tough.
learn.
You gonna learn today. You hear me? All right. Anyway, like let's get to the picks real quick because this is our last game of the slate, and then at the end I'm gonna discuss just a little bit of MLB that I
Okay.
saw that I like. You know what I'm saying? And we'll just go from there. All right, Kawhi Leonard. Let's talk about the big man on the court. You know what I'm saying? Kawhi. Let's talk about the two big men on the court. Let's just go and get them out the way. Kawhi first. All right. His lines is high, man. I'm not gonna sit there and even front on it. His lines are super high. Like his points line is 28.5, and he haven't even covered that in the last 6 games with at the end of regulation, at the end of the regular season. So I'm not really focusing on his points per se. I'm focused on the rebounds and assists because he always gets the rebounds. And I could see him getting assists, you know what I'm saying, facilitating that offense a little bit. You know what I mean? And throwing, you know what I'm saying, and getting a little bit of that going. So I took it for 11.5 rebounds and assists. You know what I mean? Anything you want to add to that?
Oh shoot, you went right to the money right there. That's what I'm talking about, fam. 11.5 rebounds and assists. Yeah, you right on point on that one, man. What about would have did the points and rebound? Would you try playing with that?
If you're gonna take it low, like let's see
I'm
what it
just
is real quick since you brought it up. Let's see what it is. What's the PR right now?
I'm thinking it's
Let me
30,
see what the
37.
PR is. The PR is 36.5. All right, now if you look at it, if it's 36.5 and its points is 28.5, and like that's his line, and its rebounds is at 7.5, that's too much anyway. That's plus money. You would want him at 5.5. Okay, at least 5.5. You know what I mean? If you don't want to take him lower than that, because you're gonna lose a lot of juice going lower than that. So you want him at 5.5. And when it comes down to the points, 28.5 is too high. You'll want to take them at 25. All right, so 25 plus 5, you want them at 30, 30. You want them at 30. Yeah, you'll want them
31.
at like, yeah, 30 points and rebounds. Because his line is 36.5. You could take him
Yeah,
at 34.5 and stretch it, you know what I'm saying, and sweat a little bit. But I mean, you would really want him at like, if you really want to hit 29.5, but 34.5 is good. That's a minus 175. You know what I'm saying? Because if you projected him to make at least 25 points and at least 5, 6 rebounds, 34.5 is pretty good because he could mess around and cover that.
yeah.
But I would
Yeah,
keep,
you
like
want
I said, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm taking these jumps lower. You hear me? I'm trying to get me some money. You hear me? Now y'all big pocket guys over there with them deep pockets and stuff. Be my guest. Take them for the 34 the 34s and take them at the lines, you know what I'm
spam.
saying? You know
Okay.
huh?
Hate those spam calls when they come in while the podcast. That spam call just fuck up my whole mojo.
Yeah. All right, we only got a couple of more lines to go through anyway, bro. All right, and let's talk about the other big fish in the pond, Steph Curry. You hear me saying? They say he's gonna be at a minute restriction. I say he's gonna play at least 32 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the coach, but I think I projected him to play like 32 minutes. And even with that being said, he's gonna get a high usage. This is Steph Curry, bro. Who's gonna guard him? Probably gonna be Chris Dunn coming off the bench. Chris Dunn and guard him coming off the bench. And then you're probably gonna have and then you're gonna probably have Derrick Jones Jr. guarding them. You know what I mean? And his line right now, PRA, is 35.5. You know what I mean? And that's I mean, hey, he covered that in the last game. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's not hard to say that, but I took it for 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Now, some people might want to feel more comfortable taking it for 3 pointers made, and his line is 4.5. But if you take him down, and that's with plus money, you know what I'm saying? If you take him down to 3.5, that's minus 205. If you projecting him to get like 4 threes, but if you're gonna go threes, I'll go 2.5. At least expect him to hit three. Because the thing is, Ty Lue, the coach for the Clippers, the last time they played, he said, "Man, nah, bro, we're not gonna let them take that many threes, bro." They said they finna get ready to defend that three pretty tough. Like all that taking 14 threes a night type shit. They're not going for that. You know what I mean? So, and I take his word for it. You know what I'm saying? That's Ty Lue. You know what I mean? He's a good coach. So if he said like they're finna defend him on that three, they're gonna defend him on that three. So I wouldn't take him for anything higher than 2.5 if you're gonna take him for 3 pointers made. And now that's when it comes into play because they're gonna be defending him pretty tough. I could see him getting a couple, getting some rebounds and some assists. So, but that's Steph Curry, he gonna score some points. So yeah, that's the reason I said 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists, PRA. Because I'm accounting, I'm respecting, I'm gonna respect Steph Curry, bro. He's one of the best that ever did it, generational player. He's really one of the faces of the league. Is not the face of the league. You know what I mean? And
Already, fam.
yeah, I'm gonna respect it, bro. He wouldn't have came back if he wasn't gonna play. He could have just set out the rest of the year. You see what I'm trying to say?
Already,
So what you
fam.
think about that?
Well, I think you right on that one right there. With Steph, I go with you on Steph. I mean, he one of the ones that can make magic happen, but he gotta have, the right stuff, resources around just to put it together. And sometimes, he get it in. You know what I'm saying? When he get it in, he get it in. When he focus. I like the way he focused, you know what I'm saying, because he's a real leader, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you know what I'm saying, I always love going for the underdog. Never. I'm gonna rock with Golden State on this one just because I'm a Steph Curry man and I like the way he
Yeah.
play. They got a whole mountain. They gotta slay. They gotta really, it's
So
just about.
so you think Golden State gonna win it?
Well, fam, I gotta be optimistic on this one. You feel me? I ain't gonna.
I ain't gonna say what I think now. I'm gonna leave it alone now. This our third recording. You know what I'm
I,
saying?
I'm gonna be optimistic on this one just because I like to see magic happen. You know what I'm saying,
Okay, all
fam?
right, all right, all right, all right. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? But y'all heard it here first. He got Golden State. I got the Clippers. I was gonna say, do you want to wager some push-ups or something? You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? I'm gonna leave it alone. This our third recording. You know what I'm saying? But 25 push-ups, you know what I'm saying? I mean, anyway, think about that. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. You hear me? You want to sip the coffee behind that one up.
Got to, fam. Got to.
Anyway, long story short, all right, let's go to the next one. All right, this is like a 2 for 1 real quick because I'm trying to speed it up a little bit. All right, the thing is, we talking about Draymond and Kristaps Porzingis. You know what I mean? All right, the thing is, Draymond is going to get his assists. That's regardless. Like that's kind of like a given. He's gonna get his assists. I think his assists is at 6.5 with plus money. I took him for 5.5 assists. Now the thing is, when it comes to rebounds and assists for Draymond, I don't take rebounds when Kristaps Porzingis in because once Kristaps Porzingis in, that's his job is to get them rebounds. That's a 7 foot. If I'm not mistaken, he's 7'1" or is he 7'2" or something like that. He's gonna get the rebounds. So I took Kristaps Porzingis for 5.5 rebounds, and I think his line was at 6 something rebounds. You know what I mean? So that's how I played that. Instead of taking Draymond for rebounds and assists, I just took him for his assists and I took Kristaps Porzingis for his rebounds. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's how I felt about that. You know what I mean? Anything you want to add to that?
Yep, I want to add this right here. That's some good coffee. I go.
Yeah.
I go with. Yeah, I go with
Yeah,
Porzingis for the
yeah, yeah.
rebound. Draymond for the assist. Maybe some rebound, depending on the playing time. Because the playing time gonna alternate. I think by being playoffs, they're gonna push a little bit more. Uh, just because it's playoff time. That's all
Yes,
I
sir.
can throw in. you might see a special something that you normally don't see. They might add a play or something that I love to see. I love the trick plays. You know what I'm saying? The behind the back plays and stuff like that. Man,
Yeah.
that makes it more exciting. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just got a feeling tonight it's gonna be one of them nights. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got a feeling it's gonna be one of them nights. I don't know, fam, but I just feel like it.
Yeah. All right. And, you got a feeling, huh?
I just got a feeling. That's
Now,
all.
you know,
You
Michael
never.
Jackson had a feeling,
Yeah, he did. He had a lot of them.
huh?
He had a lot of
Yeah, he
them.
said, what did he say? Baby, baby, I got the feeling. Yeah, and then all right, Steph. All right, so if Steph really is on restriction, you know what I'm saying? If they're gonna sub him in and sub him out, you know what I'm saying? Like I would like to take his backup, and that'd be Gary Payton the second. You know what I'm saying? And I took him for PRA 12.5. You know what I'm saying? And he's covered this. He's not a young buck no more. He got experience. You know what I mean? Coming off the bench, I can see him getting 12.5 points, rebounds, and assists like in his sleep. You know what I mean? And he's gonna get high usage. You get what I'm trying to say? He'll probably even be out there with Steph sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I think you're
Woo.
right. I agree. You gotta go to your go-tos on this one, bro.
All
Gary
right.
Payton the
And,
second.
let's do this real quick. All right, it's only a few more players I want to speak about, but I'm gonna kind of add the last ones up together. But the last main one we're gonna focus on is Benedict Mathurin. All right, so I didn't take Darius Garland Jr., bro. I'm not gonna say a lot to you because he's too iffy. I don't know whether we're gonna go for him for six, which is six. I mean, he hasn't been covering that lately. He hasn't been covering his points lately. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I don't know what to take him for. I'd rather sit back and watch and see what he does in his playoffs. You know what I mean? Because he hasn't played a lot of playoffs because he's coming from Cleveland. You get what I'm trying to say? And you know what I mean? Like, you got to just sit back. He's not young, but he's still a younger player and he got a little experience. But I'd rather sit back and just see what he do. I'm not going to put too much on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
you
not gonna
already
put.
said
I'm not.
so, right. You already threw Collins in there, right? Did you say did we get to Collins yet?
Oh, no. That's one of the guys I'm getting to next. That's the reason why
Oh,
I just want to go ahead and touch on Benedict Mathurin and get him out the way because
oh,
this is the guy I think is gonna score. Like if anybody you want to put your money on, you know what I'm saying, that's going to be more consistent and stuff like that. Is he been showing out towards the end of the regular season? It's Benedict Mathurin, bro. And his lines is low, bro. Like his lines is low. Matter of fact, his line is 14.5 PRA. Like, come on, let me see if it's still there. Let me see. Hold on. God damn, because it was low when I saw it, bro. I said, what the hell? Let me see. Now it's at 17.5. Okay, which is
okay.
still relatively low. You know what I'm saying? And what is his points line? Let me see. 11.5, bro. You could just take the points. 11.5. I mean, damn, like he's like that's who's gonna be doing majority of the scoring, bro. Like I'm not saying besides Kawhi and what you can
Collins.
get out the other secondary players, you know what I'm saying? Benedict Mathurin is gonna do his thing. You know what I mean? That's what I believe. You know what I mean? Like before we go to the last two players, anything you want to say about Benedict Mathurin?
Let me see. Mm, no, you pretty much covered it. Yeah, let's go. Moving on.
Yeah, and to the guy you were talking about John Collins. What did you want to say about John Collins?
I'm pretty much thinking he's gonna be a real good as far as a team player. I think he's gonna pretty much put the points in on it too. I'm thinking you good the lines on him is like around PRA 17.5. This is gonna be a high scoring game. I think he can do that at 17.5. You can drop it a little bit lower if you want to on the PRA, but 17.5 is decent. You can drop it to 15 if you want to be, make sure you might cover, but because everybody ain't gonna touch the ball, everybody gonna get their own points, whatever, so they gotta spread their point line. The points should go over. I'm just predicting it should be like 100 and some per points on per both team sides if everybody's playing. It might go over 220. It could even do overtime if everybody want to play right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, But it's gonna be one of them games with matchups where if everybody shows up to play, we can play ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I want
Yeah.
excitement going on because that's the late night game. So but Collins, he good for the 17.5 PRA. You know that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. You can go. You can look and check into it if you want, but I just got a good feeling about Collins.
Well, all right, and I agree with you, man. Like I didn't take him PRA, but I took him for 11.5 points because that was pretty low. But I think his line was 12.5.
Yeah,
Hold on, let me
but
see. Is it 12.5?
nah, don't quote me on that one. I'm just looking at how you looking at it. You know, with the
Oh, it's
points.
11.5. I took him for his line because he usually
Okay,
scores 12 or better.
okay. And see
Yeah, I
that
took him for
right
that because you
that
got to
that
look
right
at it. No, go ahead. What you was going to say?
that right there it goes along with the PRA with me because I'm like, dang, 11.5 just in points, and then you normally do more, and,
Yeah,
and then your you already said on 17.
yeah, that's a good play. I like that play right there. I like that PRA play for John Collins. And
Oh yeah,
and another reason why I like it. All right, while we discussing these players, and the reason why I chose these players is because a lot of the defense is going to be going towards Darius Garland. They're going to be trying to guard Kawhi. So it's going to be players that you're going to see that's going to be able to jump out. You know what I mean? That's going to benefit off of them double teaming Kawhi, and you know what I'm trying to say. I don't like you get what I'm trying to say. Like the people that they're going to have double teaming Kawhi is not going to come from Darius Garland. You get what I'm trying to say? It's going to come from guys like John Collins. They're going to send his player to go guard double team Kawhi. You get what I'm trying to say? So they'll leave John Collins open for a little bit more. They'll leave Benedict Mathurin open for a little bit more. And that'll leave who I'm finna say right now for a little bit more. You know what I mean? And hold on, before we get to there. All right. Let's kind of finish up these recap players real quick. All right. And this is what I did right here, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like Brook Lopez, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I like Brook Lopez. He's older. He's older, bro, but he's still in there representing. He's very efficient and everything. His points line is kind of high. You know what I mean? His points line is kind of high, and he's going to be guarding. He's going to be guarding Porzingis. You know what I mean? Porzingis is going to be guarding him, and these is both 7 foot, 7'1", 7'2" people, niggas who like to go on the 3-point line. You get what I'm trying to say? Now I could
oh yeah,
see Brook Lopez shooting some threes. You get what I'm trying to say? So I took
oh yeah.
Brook Lopez for 1.5 threes made. You get what I'm trying to say? Hold on, I got a call coming, but I'm gonna wait on that one. Yeah, but I got Brook Lopez for what I say
1.5 on threes
yeah,
made.
and that's easy. I can see him scoring 2 3-pointers. You feel what I'm trying to say? And that's on the other end too. You could take Porzingis for a couple of threes. You know what I mean? Because you know what I'm trying to say. Those guys are going to ride that line and they're going to shoot that three. They're not really post players per se. You know what I mean? Because they can go into the post, but it's going to be 2 7-footers on each other. They're going to be trying to hit each other with them threes. You know what I mean? Damn, they want to
Yeah.
call right back. I don't know who that is. It ain't
Hey, they
spam though.
how they spam? Okay, they be spamming me, so you doing better than me. You ain't got spam on it.
Yeah, man, so Spamarachi. All right, and with that being said, all right, moving on from that, you know what I mean? Moving on
Oh,
from
that one.
that, huh?
So Brooke, I see you got Brooke Lopez over here over 3.5 on rebounds too. You
Oh
want
yeah,
to say
yeah, yeah,
somebody?
yeah, yeah. I can see him getting no rebounds, bro, because he be getting 5 or better. He'd be
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
like he's been averaging like at 4.5, 5.5. So I took it for
Yeah.
you're right, I did. I took it for 3.5 rebounds, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can
Oh yeah.
see him getting rebounds. I can see Kristaps Porzingis and Brook Lopez getting rebounds on each other. Cause they're gonna be playing
Okay.
each other most of the night. You know what I mean? So I can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Who was Chris Towns? Did you say anything about Chris Towns?
That's Porzingis.
Oh, Porzingis.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is
my
somebody
bad.
calling me about a job.
Oh shit, damn. In the middle of the podcast. See how
Yeah,
that be
we
going?
almost do anyway. All right, so it's only one other person I got to speak on anyway. There's two more people I want to speak on, but
All
Al
right.
Harford, you know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
experienced, bro. He's a champion. You know what I mean? He's a champion,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I'm trying to say? So you could like the way I looked at it, I took it for 3.5 rebounds, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because he'll fuck around and get those rebounds. You know what I mean? Behind Porzingis, you know what I mean? And
Yeah. Yeah.
he could
Yeah.
get that, or he can goddamn it, he's gonna shoot them threes. I don't know what is his line on threes, real quick. While we I don't want to rush through it because I want to make sure we finish out strong.
Man, yeah, we got this, man. We gonna do this thing right today.
They don't even have his lines up for three. Yes, they do 1.5. 1.5 threes. I would take him for one or two threes. Then two
Okay.
threes is it plus money plus 125. I would take it for. I didn't take it yet, but I'm finna go take it. I'm finna
Right.
go take it. Yeah. I would take it for his rebounds. You know what I mean? And one last and two last picks real quick. I stayed away from Pods, Podzimski. I kind of stayed away from him because I don't know, like he's young too. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the young guys. I don't know what to take him for. You know what I'm saying? But he's gonna be one of the guys to come off the bench, or he's gonna supplement Steph Curry. So
Yeah.
like I just took it for 1.5 threes. You know what I'm saying? I can see him taking, and that was just a lane. You know what I mean? I'm not really banking on it. But if you want to
Yeah.
take Pozinski, I say take it for one or two threes, man. Cause that's about where he gonna get in and fit in there. He's not really big on rebounds and assists as much as another player would be. And this is one of my
So
sneaky plays right here. Jordan Miller for 11.5 PRA. I can see him getting that, you know what I'm saying, coming off the bench. I can see him handling that. You know what I mean? I can see that happening. Jordan Miller for 11.5 rebounds and assists. Now, anything you want to add to anything about that real quick before I just discuss?
okay, before you discuss the I know we're going to MLBs right now. But did you say anything about Al Horford? You got him on here. I see a pic, with what that is, 3.5 on the rebound.
Yeah, I just discussed it. I said, yeah, I took it for 3.5 rebound. I could see him getting that. Then I said 1.5 threes. Yeah, I just
Oh, okay.
discussed that. Yeah, I
Oh,
could see him getting one or two threes. I could see that because he gonna shoot that three. He's not really gonna score in the hole. You get what I'm trying to say? He's more of a stretch big. So he's gonna shoot that three. Like, and I said I'm gonna go back and take him for 1.5 threes.
okay. You gonna go back and go and put that in there. Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You gonna add on basically. You gonna do an add on that one.
Yeah. I'm gonna add on. When I put in my other picks, I'm gonna add him into there. Oh, everything. And then all right, and then since we took a while to kind of get to the MLB, the two picks that I wanted to pick, they already playing, bro.
What? Who already playing?
The Arizona Diamondbacks and the Baltimore Orioles. I took Vargas for 1.5 batters, hits,
Okay.
runs, and RBIs. And I took Jordan Walker. That's coming up. They finna start playing Jordan Walker for hits, runs, and RBIs over 1.5. Yeah, they already starting to play. You know what I mean? But anything else, like I got some more picks on Pickett if y'all want to take them. But that was my two best picks that I want to discuss, and they already started. So, but I got other picks on there. So, like, just follow us on Pickett, and you can be able to see our picks and stuff like that. There, on everything. Check us out, man. And you know what I mean? Follow us on Pickett. Follow us on Instagram at The Real Deal Podcast, 601405. Follow us on Facebook, The Real Deal Podcast. Um, this your boy King Chance. You know what I mean? We better get ready to sign off. Man, anything you want to add, man 007.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you right now. Everybody get ready to play ball because it's going down tonight. Is the NBA?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure, man. Yeah. Let's get to it. The Real Deal Podcast, my nigga. I appreciate doing it with you, man. Let's get to this money. Let's get to that money.
already money on time, baby. Mm.